Hello everyone, my name is PJ and welcome back to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy V, part 28, what is most likely going to be the last part, because there's only three bosses left to fight. So, let's just get right into it. I had to do some preparations for this next boss last night, and it took a lot longer than it probably should have. I needed ice shields for this next super boss I'm going to fight. And at this point in the game, there's only two ways to farm them. You can either steal them from the Slonins back at the Island Shrine, which I attempted for an hour and never got one, or you could just fight Belphegors here, and they drop them pretty frequently. I got two more in like 10 minutes. Okay, but since this is the last episode, this is going to be my last chance to show off all of the things that I haven't shown off yet, like certain job abilities and whatnot. But I'm actually going to be using a lot of mix combinations in this next boss, so you get to see some of those. I also never ran into the enemies that the ultimate AP farming strategy are for. I'm gonna have to try that before I end this episode. Okay, so we're here, and the first thing I'm going to do before anything else is I'm going to make a save state and show you just how badly he kicks my ass. Shinryu. Now, he should have gone first, like immediately. Guess not. Yeah, but you see, he doesn't have quite as much evasion and defense as Omega did, and he doesn't absorb all elements like Omega did either. But he doesn't have any weaknesses. So, he absorbs Holy too, so don't use Excalibur. Tidal Wave, and that does like 8,000 damage to everybody. 8,000 damage to everybody. And he's not susceptible to stop like Omega is, so that strategy won't work. Right, let me just load my save state. So, the way to do it is I went back to the Phantom Village and I bought a couple more coral rings. I'm gonna be equipping everybody with them so that everybody absorbs water. That way Tidal Wave can't hurt them. I also had to get them ice shields in order to absorb ice and nullify fire. I think that's how it works. Something like that. But the important abilities that I'll need are Mix and Summon, because once I make his elemental abilities useless, and use all the mix combinations that I need in order to blind and berserk him so all he can do is attack, then Gollum will need to make us immune to his physical attacks, and then we can kill him. So I'm probably gonna have to turn a couple of people into chemists in order to do this. I only mastered chemist with one person. Also, it is possible to steal a powerful whip from Shinryu. It's the strongest whip in the game. It's called the Dragon Whisker. But you really don't need it unless you're playing the remakes and you want to use it for the optional dungeon. I'm not gonna bother getting it. It's a pain anyway. Okay, no bows for anybody. Everybody needs a non-holy one-handed weapon and the ice shield. Actually, what am I doing? I need to change you two into chemists real quick. Oh shit, they don't start with mix. God damn it, Ferris is the only one with mix. Okay, well how many mix combinations do I need? Okay, I only need the one chemist, and that can be Ferris, but I need to turn her into a time mage, because she'll need to be able to cast a quick spell on herself in order to do two mixes in one turn. Gosh, but she can't equip shields. That's fine. I mean, if I do this correctly, he won't get around to using his other elemental abilities. I just need to make sure that you have the coral ring on. And I suppose I might as well give you the gold hairpin too. No one else's jobs really matter, except I am going to need Gollum. So let me turn Krill into a summoner. So I have two people who can summon Gollum, and give you equip axes. You can't equip shields as a summoner. Ah, fine. I guess I did all of that farming for the shields for nothing. This really is something that you're not supposed to do until you've mastered more jobs. And then I get a second gold hairpin. Okay, whatever. I just realized I can't give Ferris to Masamune to make her go first. I can't equip her with the Equip Katana ability either because she doesn't know it. And I can't have her as a freelancer because she hasn't leveled up Time Mage enough. I could have prepared for this a lot better. Well, fine. If anyone's going to equip the Ice Shield, it may as well be Lena. Coral Ring on you. Dark Gear on you to raise your agility. Wow. This is kind of sad. This is really the best I can prepare for this, huh? Oh well. Also, I went ahead and sold all of that cursed equipment. I knew I would never actually use it, but I kept it just in case a strategy for one of these bosses involved one of them. Okay, ethers from everyone. And that's it. This is the best I can do. All I gotta do is, immediately as soon as the fight starts, get to Ferris's turn. Gonna make a save state here just so I don't have to do all that preparation again. And here we go. Who knows how this will go. Okay, so first things first. I should cast Quick on myself. And that will immediately allow me to cast Fast 2 on the party. And summon Golem. Now everybody will absorb his first attack, which is always Tidal Wave. But you infuse your sword with Flare. Rapid Fire Dual Wield Spellblade, go. Okay. First, you use Quick, give yourself 2 actions. And then you go to Mix. You need to combine Eye Drops and a Dragon Fang first. And this one flanked Blind on Shinryu. And then you mix a Turtle Shell and Holy Water to cause Berserk. Let's see. Revivify. Where are my Turtle Shells? There you are. There. Now he can't do anything. Now all we can do now is attack him. Okay, Elena, try using Bahamut and see how much damage that does to him. Dragon versus Dragon. Dragon God versus Dragon God, to be more specific. 3,000 damage? Pretty good. Okay, Rapid Fire. And his weapons are infused flare, so this is as much damage as he can do right now. Look at that. Holy shit. 9,999? Well, let's see how much Meteor does. I just realized Meteor only casts 21. No wonder it's not as good as the one in FF4. Okay. Quill, you're just gonna be on Golem duty, sweetie. I don't even know if it has one off. Okay, a single one of those attacks is enough to get rid of Golem. Okay. Lena, just attack. I want to see how much... Yeah, you do less than Bahamut. Okay. I wonder how long Blind and Berserk last. Well, he missed, so I have more time. Well, even though it's kind of weak, Meteor still does more damage than anything else Ferris has right now. I could try some other mix combinations. Oh wait, there is one that you can use to lower Shinryu's defense. Okay, I don't need to summon Golem again, so let's just summon Bahamut. Turtle Shell and an Antidote to lower his defense. I consider Shinryu to be a much more formidable foe than Omega. Oh, I beat him? And why wasn't I as excited about that as I was with Omega? I don't know. Maybe the fight against Omega was more tense, because at any moment he could take a turn and then I'd lose. But with the Shinryu, I never had to worry. Even with very little preparation, this is kind of an infallible strategy. Grill gained a job level. I didn't even have to lower his defense. It didn't take long. Summon levels 1, 2, and 3. Time levels 1, 2, and 3. And a Dragon Crest. And Ragnarok. The strongest sword in the game, even stronger than Excalibur. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, now before I move on to the final boss, I still need to show off that AP farming method, but in all the time I was here, I never ran into the enemies. So, let me prepare my characters to actually run into them, just in case I offhandedly do. And give everyone back their running shoes. Okay, now I already looked up some videos on where to run into these things just last night, and they can appear right next to the save point where we fought Necrophobe. So that's where I'm going to try to run into them at. And while I'm looking for them, I might as well show off some mix combinations too. One of them is an Elixir and a Dragon Fang, which will double a character's maximum health. So, take a look at Bart. He's got 3,000 hit points now. Come on, Varus. Okay, now he should have 6,000 hit points. Yeah, look at that. 6,000 hit points. As long as you've got Elixirs and Dragon Fangs, you can do that to all 4 of your characters. Now, I can't think of a single battle where you would want to do that. Although those 4 Mind Flayers were worth 35 AP, which is more than most of the bosses in the game give you. So even if you never run into them, it's still a great grinding spot. Okay, the next one I want to show is kind of silly. You combine a regular potion or a high potion. I don't seem to have any regular potions, huh? Regular potion or high potion with dark matter. Oh, I do have regular potions. That's fine. This does something called Devil's Juice, or Dark Potion, or whatever. It does exactly... Come on, why does it take so long? It didn't do anything. It's supposed to do exactly 666 damage. No, 666, Devil Potion, you know. Alright, I'm gonna try a different one. This one uses a Phoenix Down and Dark Matter. It causes instant death to the target. It worked? I've never been able to use Zantetsu on those things, but that works. 29 AP. God damn these fights. See, I went through this place using all freelancers the first time, so I never saw how much AP they were giving. Because it doesn't display it if you have all freelancers. Okay, the only other one I really want to show is the Shadow Flare, which you get by combining 2 Dark Matters. Shadow Flare. Well, that's not massive. Massive non-elemental damage, it says. Well, I guess you can't expect it to be too overpowered, but the nice thing about Shadow Flare is that it would go on to become a pretty recurring move of main villains in subsequent games. Grill gained a job level, earned Sing. I'm gonna keep her as a bard for now, just because I need somebody to be a class, so I can show how much AP these things give when I eventually run into them. Oh, Zantetsu can work on King Behemoths. Never has before. Oh, shit. Grill Mastered Bard. I didn't even notice. Okay. Guess I should turn her into something else then. I don't know, how about a Red Mage?
2,000 years later.
Man, you know... Crow's gonna end up mastering Red Mage from these normal enemies before I even run into these things.
1 eternity later.
God, this is harder than finding the Stingray. I don't remember these enemies being so rare.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting, and they had to hire a new one.
I found them! Oh my god. Oh my god. I am almost an hour into my recording. It took me half an hour to run into these things. Krill is less than 500 AP away from mastering Red Mage. That's how long this took me. God. This is them. These are the movers. Their first appearance. If you've played Crisis Core, you've probably run into them there too, but they do appear in other games. I think they're in 7 as well. But yeah, movers. These things exist solely to be massive sources of AP if you're lucky enough to kill them. So, let's see. Sing, Requiem. They count as undead, but they also have the heavy type, so don't try to, don't try to instantly kill them or anything. No Phoenix Downs. This is why Lena and Varus have Sing. Slash won't work, but I might as well try it. No? Okay. These things have some pretty deadly attacks, and you gotta kill them all before they end the fight prematurely. Or you get nothing. They don't just run away like other monsters, they actually kick you out of the fight. Well, there's 2 of them. Okay, I just gotta finish off the last one. I did it! See, they're not so bad, not so difficult to kill, but lots of people have trouble. And for winning, you get 150,000 gil, which, if you wanted to, you could also use Zeni Nage, Gil Toss, to kill them, and you'll get more than your money back. And 199 AP. It is the most AP you can get from any single encounter in this game. Look at that. Out of all the wandering around I did, I finally ran into the movers. It's barely worth it. I mean, I could have mastered Red Mage just with the enemies out here. You know, when I read that movers were worth 199 AP, I thought they meant each. Like, each mover was worth 199, but, oh well. If you're lucky enough to run into them more often than me, then more power to you. It's much, much easier to do this in the remakes, because you can kind of force the RNG and make them appear very quickly. But yeah, okay. Let's turn Krill back into a freelancer. Don't need Slash anymore. So what should I give you instead? Well, I don't need my money anymore, so why not Gil Toss? Gil Toss and Blue Magic. And I'm certain the final boss doesn't absorb Holy, so feel free to use things like Excalibur. Make sure you get ribbons on, though. Where did I get Ferris's mage jobs anyway? I got White Mage to level 6. So, wait, can I use Dual Cast with my level 6 White Magic then? Or do I have to master White Mage to use it as a freelancer? Oh well, it doesn't matter at this point. Okay, one last cabin. And then we save, and there's something that I wanted to show off, because I think somebody wants me to show it off. I figured out how to do this a long time ago just from experimenting. You'll see what I mean in a bit, after we see the next cutscene. Might as well show you Gil Toss, see how much this does to these enemies. Wow. Okay, onto this teleportation circle. And right up these stairs is the final boss. So, better make sure you're completely prepared, although you'll have a second after the cutscene to do things. So, here we are. There's X-Death. You're late. I finally have it! The ultimate power! Power that will rule the world! The power of the void! I'm going to destroy you fools. First your friends. Watch as they're sucked into the void and disappear forever. So there goes Bow Castle. Now how exactly are we witnessing this? Even the Hiryu gets sucked up. The Pirate's Cave targeted them too. There goes Coco. Even the catapult. I'm surprised Exodus knew about these places. Each one's more obscure than the last. Stop! Now, why don't you disappear into the void too? So the void is an odd location, isn't it? It's got stars and stuff. Bartz, stand up. Even though there's not supposed to be anything here. Dad! Zezot! Kelger! Grandpa! Galuf! Presenting the Four Warriors of Dawn. Bartz, Lena, Ferris, Krill. While we hold back the power of the void, defeat him. Only you, the Warriors of the Crystal, can save the world from the power of darkness. Now, go! Isn't it the power of nothingness, not darkness? Oh, whatever. These games make little distinction between the two. Why did the power of the void disappear? Ah, take this! Father! Father! Come on! Now is the time. Defeat X-Death. Four warriors... Oh. Go! Warriors of the Crystal! Yeah, so all of their spirits, I guess, have a bit more power here in the interdimensional rift. Probably because there's less physicality holding them back. Probably. Who knows. But yeah, it gives you an extra second to look at your characters and heal everybody up. But what happens if you just leave? We saw him erase so many important locations. What happens if we just left the rift? Now, we can't use the exit spell here. I had to go back to the castle first. I seem to recall there being an optional cutscene that you can get if you leave the rift early. I just learned something very unusual. Those crystal enemies that I've been running into, the enemies called Thing, I know that they have 0 hit points, for some reason. They have 0 hit points, so any amount of damage will finish them off. But if you're dual wielding, and the second attack heals them, then they don't die. That's weird. So they don't... The death isn't triggered until the attack animation is completely finished. We know that already, but you can actually heal an enemy from 0 HP to 0 HP, and it will still be alive. Also, there's this thing, Crystal Dragon. You can actually steal an item that's strong against dragon types from it. I forget exactly what it's called, but it's a recolor of Shinryu that helps you fight Shinryu. It's pretty weird. But anyway, we're out of the Inner Sanctum. That's what that place is called, the Inner Sanctum. So now we can cast Exit, as soon as I put that on. Okay, Exit. Now let's see what happens when we leave. Space bends, and time flows backward. So yeah, time was just reversed. So all the places that we just saw Exdeath destroy are back. This is really confusing, because it's like, okay, the developers knew that you could leave the interdimensional rift after Exdeath destroyed these 3 places. That's why they put that dialogue box there. But why? Why would they let you do that? Is the time reversing like an actual part of the lore? Is it part of how the Void and the interdimensional rift work? I mean, it's not beyond them to just make you sit through that short cutscene every time you want to try fighting the final boss again. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm going to reset and go back to our save point. It's time to actually fight the final boss. I don't believe there's anything left to show. Okay, get everyone back to full MP, and here we go. Exdeath, this is it. And here we are. First phase of the final boss. This is Exdeath's tree form, as you can probably already tell. It's difficult to say whether or not that face down there is Exdeath, or the armor on top is Exdeath. It seems kind of like the tree is growing out of the armor. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about real quick before we actually fight him. When people talk about Exdeath being a tree, they treat it as the subject of ridicule. Like it's as ridiculous as if he were a flower instead of a tree. But if you've been watching my channel long enough, you know how evil flowers can be. But that's not the point, though. The point isn't that him being a tree makes him a ridiculous villain. There's a reason he's a tree. There are thematic reasons. A tree is a big, strong, long-lived, ever-growing organism. It is a very powerful representation of life. Which is weird, because his name is Exdeath. He is exceeding death. He is beyond death. Because it is a living thing filled with the dead spirits of nothing but evil. Now, most people consider Exdeath's consciousness to be the amalgamation of all the spirits that were put inside the tree. But what about the tree itself? Is the tree sentient? Because the tree is still a living thing. Is it just the body that the spirits overtook? And if the tree did become sentient, how does the tree feel, having all of these evil spirits inside of it? How does it view humanity in that case? When Galuf did his one-on-one battle with Exdeath, Exdeath told him that he couldn't be defeated by anger or hatred, and Galuf told him that what he was feeling was neither emotion. To which Exdeath replied, "Then what is it?" Because Exdeath doesn't seem to know that emotions other than anger and hatred exist. Like, they're completely alien to him. He doesn't understand anything beyond evil and destruction, because it's all he's made up of. By putting all of your evil creatures in one place, just one place, separating them from all the good people that live in the world, you basically split the world in two. A good half and an evil half. Like splitting a good twin and an evil twin apart. The world created X-Death. They didn't really mean to, but he's kind of their punishment for throwing their problems away, hiding them, ignoring them, rather than actually dealing with them. And X-Death, I don't know how he feels. He probably hates the world for that, but he does have an ulterior motivation that will become more clear once we finish this phase. So, let's go ahead and kill him now. Start with Mighty Guard. Now, I don't know how much health he has, but I'm wondering if a single rapid-fire dual-wield Spellblade would be enough to take him out. Let's try using Off Guard on him. And now summon Golem too, just for shits and giggles. Nothing I just said is really all that important, by the way. It's mostly just me shuffling ideas around in my head. It's all just conjecture, kind of like pouring theories into a pot, looking at them all, trying to figure out which ones go together. Like mixing two puzzles together and figuring out which pieces go to which. Okay, I wonder if level 3 Flare works on you. Nope. Okay. So this is about 4,300, 12,000, which is well over 13,000 damage. How much does Guild Toss do? Not much compared. Okay, Bahamut. We have so much power. You don't have to travel around the world collecting the 4 tablets. You can come fight X-Death straight away. He hasn't even done anything yet. We're gonna kill him before he gets a single turn. No, this is unfair. I'm too powerful for this. I'm just gonna wait until he actually attacks me. There we go. Meteor. See, I knew you could do something. And let's just undo all that damage with White Wind, because I can just do that. And now we'll finish you off. I gave him a fair chance. What's depressing about this is that X-Death is often cited as, oh, the void begins to devour X-Death. So it turned on him. Why? I had the power of void. What is void? Ah! Yeah, so it turned on him just like it turned on Inuo. Because the void can't be controlled. Like Omega, it's pure destruction. It doesn't judge. It has no prejudice. I am Neo X-Death. I shall erase all memory, all existence, all dimensions, and then I too shall disappear for eternity. This is it, the final battle against Neo Exdeath. Now, Neo Exdeath is the subject of lots of conversation. People are wondering whether or not this is a separate entity than regular Exdeath, because he calls himself Neo Exdeath and even introduces himself as such. Now, it might still be made up of at least part of Exdeath, but it's clearly a different being. It doesn't look anything like who we've been fighting up until now, and his motivations seem to be different. Exdeath wanted to destroy everything. Neo Exdeath wants to destroy everything, including himself. Now, there's no way to know whether or not that was Exdeath's goal too, but as you can see, Neo Exdeath seems to be literally a visible fusion of a whole bunch of things just stacked on top of one another, but it's an incomplete fusion. It's more like they're glued together than actually fused together like Exdeath was. It's possible that the Void is starting to split Exdeath back into the original pieces that made him up. All of the creatures that were sealed away in the Void before people started using the tree. There's women here, there's monsters, dragons, some kind of furry unicorn thing, and at the top is the head consciousness, which I'm assuming is Exdeath himself. The rest of it is just thoughts and powers and memories that made up the rest of Exdeath, back when he was whole. So you have to wonder, how much pain is this thing in? Now Exdeath, this is just a theory, but you have to wonder why he wants to destroy himself. He probably hates himself. He probably believes that he needs to be destroyed along with everything else. Either that, or he's in such great pain from having all of these consciousnesses and bodies melded together like this. Like some kind of horribly malformed and mutated inbred child that he wants to die, but he's so powerful that he thinks that destroying the entire universe is the only way that he can be rid of his own consciousness. Like, even if he dies, he'll probably just come back like all the other monsters of the Rift always do. So destroying the entire universe is the only way to die forever. He wants to die. So, I say we give him what he wants. This is a direct continuation of the previous fight, so all of your stats and bonuses and stuff are still up, all your buffs. Spellblade is still on. Oh, Neo Exdeath has 4 targets. And you gotta destroy all 4 targets before the fight will end. I think he counters Bahamut, but I want to see what he counters with. I think there are some fake targets too. Either that or targets that can't be hurt at all until other targets are. I don't know. I don't know why Butts is missing sometimes. I can't tell if that was a counter or not. Anyway, let's take a look at him. Oh, he's starting to shake. Delta attack. Someone's about to get petrified. Or not, because I have ribbon. Okay. Can we see how much he's shaking? The golem is still up, wow. He's getting ready to use his ultimate attack, Almagest, which does damage to everybody, and it's supposed to cause a bunch of random status effects too, but I've got ribbon on, so I don't have to worry about that. People consider Neo Exdeath to be one of the strongest and most difficult final bosses in the series, and I have no fear. It will not take long for me to finish him off. Ooh, I think Almagest caused sap too. Yeah, I don't think there's any real way to become immune to sap. I wonder if any enemies are immune to it. The laws of physics are broken. That's a slight mistranslation. He's supposed to say the laws of the universe mean nothing. Who knows? That's at least what he says in the English versions. I don't need to heal. Just attack. Why is it that sometimes Watts' attacks just do nothing? Is it some kind of defense specifically against rapid fire? Not sure what's going on there. But design-wise, Neo X Death is probably one of my favorite final bosses in the series. Okay, I think one of the targets is permanently destroyed. Yep, the head's gone. Okay. So each piece has a lot of health. Yep, only 3 targets left, and you're running low on MP. Let's just use an elixir on you. Not that I really need it. When he says that, isn't he supposed to do something to accompany it? I thought he also had an ability called Grand Cross. I think that might be separate from Almagest. I should probably wait and see if he uses it before I finish him off. Oh, here it is. Grand Cross. This is his other signature move. Okay, actually I think that's the one that's supposed to cause random status effects, not Almagest. Almagest just causes damage and sap, I guess. But it did nothing, because I have ribbons. Yay. Did I mention I love just how animated this battle is? The background, Neo X Death himself, this is the most animated battle in any of the first 6 games. Any of the games that came out before FF7. This is the most animated one. I love it. I love just the way it looks. I love how he shakes violently before his special moves. Okay, only 2 targets left. Only 1 target left. Okay, I think Rapid Fire has a thing where he can target dead spots already on this boss. Okay, can I finish it off with Mega Flare? Be a nice note to go off on. Meteor, not a big deal. No biggie. Followed immediately by Vacuum Wave. But to say you better not finish him off with a counterattack. Okay, I'm just gonna use a regular attack. Maybe this will finish him off. No? How about Gyotos? Oh, there we go. Beat him. Gyotos is good enough. Now what's cool about that is that there's actually multiple endings to this game. Multiple ending sequences depending on who lives and who's dead at the end of that fight. In the beginning, there was Void. Then 4 spirits came together in this void. The crystals were born, and the world was created. Thus, Hope gives the earth blessings, courage lights the flame, kindness makes water the source of life, and passion, misspelled, lets wisdom ride the wind. When the day comes that void shall again envelop the world, if within people live the four spirits, light shall again be born. Four spirits, wandering through void, shall once again give birth to light. What the hell is going on down there? Yeah, but only the characters who survived the final battle will show up here. So you can get different endings depending on which characters live and die. I might show that off next time I play it. The void hasn't disappeared, even though we've defeated Exdeath? Yeah, the void's eternal. Is it because the crystals are gone? Is the world going to be enveloped by the void? Sorry about that, there's nothing I can do. Hope gives the earth blessings. Courage lights the flame. Kindness makes water the source of life. And passion lets wisdom ride the wind. So remember when I explained to you earlier that spirit energy that comes from humans returns to the planet and can become crystallized? Well, we've been carrying the four crystals of the planet around with us this whole time and feeding our experiences to them in the form of AP. So just traveling with them and meeting people, overcoming challenges, we recharged the crystals and gave them their power back. And in returning the source of the world's existence to it, we drive off the power of non-existence. The world is being reborn. The crystals too. There was still some power left in the pieces of crystal. I'm so glad. It's because Lena and Ferris and Krill, it's because you protected the crystals so well. Bartz, you too. And Grandpa. And now the wind will return to Tycoon. Yes. Father, Grandpa, Father, and Kilger and Zezat too. The world still needs you. It's too early for you to come where we are. You have done well. Now, back to your world. What the? Did they turn into a Hiryu? What the fuck just happened there? Or did they summon the Hiryu that was... I don't know. Yeah, but the 4 dungeons where we found the tablets have become the new resting places of the crystals. Grandpa! A letter's arrived. It looks like a letter and a book to me. Sid, Mead, how are you? It's Krill. It looks like we were saved. Somehow, now it feels like that battle was all a dream. Since then, I've traveled around to various towns. Things have returned to how they were before. It's so peaceful. The Chancellor of Tycoon is in good spirits. But Ferris seems worried about the pirates. Castle Val is having problems. There's no one to succeed the throne. What about you? Maybe I'll be queen? That doesn't sound too bad. Do you really have a choice? I mean, that's kind of all like... That's kind of how royalty works, isn't it? I don't know. Bart's is in his hometown village now. Until he leaves on a journey again, he'll be with his mother and father. Oh, there's Coco's eggs. Oh, by the way, Boko and Coco have had children. They're so cute, you should come meet them. Aw, chickabos. It's been 1 year since then. Lena and Ferris are busy with everything at their castle, and Bart's has left on another journey, so I think I'll go to that place, where Grandpa sleeps. To that place. If the others come asking you guys about me... No, I'm sure they'll come. Please tell them that I wanted to see them again. Krill, you did swell. You all did swell. Why are you showing us this scene? Bart's. Oh, you're just highlighting Bart's life, huh? Lena. Ferris. Krill. You want to do one for Galef? Fine, I see how it is. If, at that moment, if Grandpa had not saved me, the earth, wind, fire, and water are all alive and the world has returned to peace, but I'm still a bit sad. I'm sure now. It's because Grandpa is gone, and I've been left all by myself. Here we go. See you, Grandpa. You aren't alone. We are here, aren't we? Be happy. Everyone, you've come. Of course, how can we forget about a friend we fought together with? Everyone. Tears don't suit you. Krill, you need to be strong. Galef's gonna laugh at you. You're right. Grandpa is laughing at me. The crystals have regained their power. Now we must protect it. Just like Dad and the rest had protected them. Hey, don't you hear something? Yeah, I hear it. Grandpa's voice? No, the rustling of the trees? The murmur of the water? The flaring of fire. The whisper of the earth. I don't know. I don't know, but I can hear it. Yes, something warm. Let's go. And there you have it, Final Fantasy V. I love this game, even though this translation was a piece of shit. Look at all this Mode 7 they're using here. This isn't even the best part. For a while they used white birds in the ending as like a theme. It was in Final Fantasy III's ending, it's in this ending. I think it's in 9's ending too, I forget. Oh, see? There they are. Why don't we get a little closer? This isn't what I meant. There we go. We actually see them riding on the Chocobo. And Krill! I gotta say, this is one of the best looking ending sequences in any of the first 6 games. And then diagonal sprites. It's the first time we saw them all game. Yeah, but the story of Planet R is not over. Now, because it's an OVA and not a game, I have no real way of doing a Let's Play of Legend of the Crystals, but maybe I'll do a review of it at some point. It takes place 200 years after the end of this game, long after all of these characters have died. But it focuses on 4 new main characters, and the crystals are still very important. Yep, so while these credits are rolling, I'm gonna go take a look at the poll one last time and see who the winner is for the next Let's Play. Ah, right, this part. Shows you how well you did. Shows your experience, your job at the end, your level, and all the abilities you learned as them. Total of 46. Next time I play this game, it's probably going to be the Steam version unless they make a better version of it before then. I intend to master every job for every character. Hello? Okay. Level 46. I think you learned the most overall abilities. God damn. Maybe I'll even try getting to level 99, because I just learned of a really cool grinding method that works in all versions that takes no effort. I didn't use it this time around because I didn't want the final boss to be too easy. And I beat Omega and Shinryu for the first time in my life. So, I'm proud enough of that. I mean, yeah, I used other people's strategies to do it, but the point of the matter is that I leveled up all of my characters and got all of their job abilities and all the equipment necessary to be able to do that. It's about the hard work I put into it. Yeah, but looking at the poll, looks like the winner is Demon's Souls, the PS3, with 5 votes. And of course, Bart's is the one that gets to fight X-Death. Though I don't know why Krill was fighting Melusine. There are plenty of other important bosses you could have used. I don't know. Yeah, I think Ferris had the most total abilities. It hangs on this screen for a really long time, doesn't it? Yes, okay, we get it. Bart's is amazing. The end. So yeah, Final Fantasy V. It doesn't have... I guess, well, people say that this game doesn't have a great story, but that's not really the problem with it. It's it doesn't really have many cutscenes, and most of them are optional. And it doesn't have that many main characters, not as many as other Final Fantasies in the series. It only has a few that it really focuses on. Like, King Tycoon is only there in, like, a very few scenes, and Zedzat's there for even less scenes, but he's still considered a main character of the game. But that's not a bad thing. The game knows who its focal points are, and it focuses on them. That's why it barely paid any attention to Sildra. It focused more on the Hiryus, really. mainly let us hear you. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and delete this poll. The winner was Demon's Souls, so that's gonna be the next Let's Play. Although, it might take me a day or two to actually start it up, because I still need to fiddle around with this thing here. Tyler bought this. This is an Elgato capture device. It cost him over $100. But it was the only way, as well as buying an HDMI splitter, that we could de-encrypt the PS3's signal in order to actually record off of it. So I need to fiddle with that, and I actually need to make thumbnail art, which I have not started because things have been very busy. There was a blackout yesterday for 3 hours, that's why the video was so late. But yeah, Final Fantasy V, still probably my favorite of the first 6. I still really like Final Fantasy 1, but Final Fantasy V just has so much more story and content to it. If I had to choose between playing FF1 or playing FF5 and never being able to play the other forever, I'd probably stick with FF5, because I've played FF1 so much that there's really nothing left for me to see in it. But FF5, I still feel like there's secrets I haven't seen, strategies I haven't tried, especially in the remakes. So yeah, thank you all so very much for watching. If you enjoyed this Let's Play, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because I really appreciate it. If you want to support me on Patreon, there'll be an end card at the end of the video, and a link in the description below, alongside links to my social media. So, I'll see you all in the next video.
Well, we got 2 episodes to mess around with One Piece then. Like not One Piece, but
One-shots.
One-shots, yeah.
Well, no, One Piece is the one with the pirates. What?
That was really funny. That was a really funny joke. I actually like that.